want to dominate Google Ads for your local service business and start driving more leads and more sales? In this video, you will learn the secrets to mastering Google Ads quickly and easily, even if you're a complete beginner. From setting up your campaigns, to optimizing your ad copy and bid strategy, finding the best keywords for you to use, even exposing local competitors and showing you what not to do, all the way to optimizing your Google Ads account for success. In this video, we will cover it all. By the end of this video, my goal is for you to be equipped with the skills and knowledge to create a profitable Google Ads campaign for your local business. So if you're tired of throwing money at Google and hoping something sticks, or if you're a complete beginner and you want to get started in the right direction, then this video will help you start generating the sales and leads that your local service business deserves. My name is Eberhard, and I'm the CEO and founder of Eberhard Media Marketing Agency. And we are a Google Ads agency that serves all industries all across the United States. And we have had the pleasure with working with over 60 plus brands and generated several millions of dollars in revenue just for our clients last year in 2024. So at any point in this video, if you're like, oh my goodness, Johnny, you're obviously the expert, we are overwhelmed, we don't know where to start, we don't have time for this, then that is okay. Making Google Ads work for your business can sometimes feel like a full-time job because unfortunately it is. If setting it up and getting started was all that it took, I probably wouldn't be here making this video because I wouldn't have an agency. So if that is you, then I would love the opportunity to run your Google Ads for you. So if you go to the first link in the description, I have a link to the contact page of my website. And if you fill out that form at any time of the day, unless I am sleeping, I can almost personally guarantee you that I will pick up the phone and call you on my personal cell within 5 minutes of you filling it out, regardless of what I'm doing, again, as long as I'm not asleep. So rest assured, if this video doesn't answer all the questions that you have, I am happy to get on a call with any one of you and help you with an existing account audit, help you get set up, or even run your ads for you. So all that being said, enjoy the video. And if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. Okay, so the very first starting step is for you, of course, to go to ads.google.com. And once you're there, this is where you make your Google Ads account. So Google is gonna ask you some basic questions about the name of your business, the address, etc. And that's gonna help you actually create your Google Ads account. So for the sake of this video, I'm gonna skip that step. But once you are into your Google Ads account, it's gonna look something like this. And be advised, at the start, they're gonna try and give you tons of their AI recommended optimizations. You're probably gonna get hit up by a few Google ad reps. They're gonna send you some emails, but seriously, trust me when I say this, do not listen or take any of their advice because Google is a for-profit company and the annual ad spend goes up every single year. So the number one job of these reps and these optimizations is around you spending more money. So I have helped dozens and dozens of people, and then they'll come to me and go, hey, John, I took a meeting with our rep. I made these changes, and I just immediately go, oh no, because they don't tailor everything to your specific account, but they are very general optimization. So if you're running a campaign and your objective is leads, they might have you change your bidding strategy to optimize for a certain percentage of return on ad spend, which doesn't make sense because you're calculating and going off of number of leads. You're not an e-commerce company going off of a percentage return on ad spend because you're not taking sales, because people aren't buying anything right from your website. So they can completely ruin your account because every single thing they offer you is very cookie cutter. So be wary and expect that. And since I have so many Google Ads accounts under management, I get called probably once a day. And regardless of the problem you have, it's always increase your budget. So keep that in mind. So anyways, skipping to it. So once you get here, this is what the first overview screen of Google Ads looks like. So it's gonna look something like this. At the very start, they might want you to start some kind of smart campaign, but I highly recommend not going in that direction. There's no data. It's probably the biggest waste of money that you could ever spend in Google Ads. So I'm gonna teach you how to actually start a real search campaign. And speaking of campaign, I want to set some foundational expectations and knowledge because right now in 2025, fundamentals in Google Ads have never been more important. Google has made it extremely easy for anyone to almost start a campaign and start spending money right away, which is why high-level expertise in the fundamentals have never been more valuable, because if you mess up your account here, then you can be wasting so much money and you won't even know. So I highly encourage you to set the foundation in your account correctly. So because this video is for local service businesses, I am going to 100% be confident on recommending that you just stick to one primary search campaign for now. And in my general knowledge of running all these Google ad accounts, spending around $100 a day to start is going to be where you are the most effective. And I understand that not everyone has that budget. I have worked with several companies that are spending $33 a day, which is about $1,000 a month, and you can still get results with that. But you have to understand that the amount of money that you're putting into Google Ads is you are going to get results accordingly, okay? So if you spend $1 million or $100 a day, I'm sure you can expect different levels of results. And depending on how quickly you want to speed up your process of growing your company or what your expectations are, spending money in advertising is always going to help you gain more data and more insight. So you're going to be able to get phone calls, book appointments, and receive more data to optimize your Google Ad account to improve its performance much quicker. So, and especially if you ever have any plan to hire anyone, it is very hard to do that when you're spending less than $100 a day, but that is just my recommendation. So bringing it back, you're going to start with a search campaign. So the reason for you wanting to start with a search campaign is because you want to target the most bottom of funnel and highest intent users to book appointments or give your company a call, right? So the way that a traditional marketing funnel works is there's top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel. So something like running Facebook ads is top of funnel, meaning that people are going on Facebook or Instagram just to search and, I don't know, maybe look up, cute cat videos or see pictures of, friends and family. And when they get hit with an ad, it's abrupt. So you have to really, really try and nurture people and retarget them to get them to buy, because now you're influencing someone on something that they had no intention of actually buying. So the reason why that we want to do a search campaign is because we want to go down the funnel into bottom of funnel. So we want to target people who are looking up, for example, pool cleaning company near me, or oil change near me, or roof repair in Scottsdale. Those are all high intent bottom of funnel searches. So in your industry, that's who we're going to be focusing on. So you're going to want to start with a search campaign. If you're spending more than $5,000 a month, then yes, you can absolutely go into something like a Performance Max campaign, which is going to be a catch-all. And that's going to move you from a bottom of the funnel to now a middle of the funnel. So now you're going to be showing up for retargeting. So people who have already visited your site. You're going to show up on related YouTube videos to people who are, looking up similar things as to what your business offers, display ads when you see an ad on a website, etc. Okay, but for now, if you're spending less than $5,000 a month, we are going to primarily focus on a search campaign. So again, finally getting to this is what your overview in Google Ads looks like. So go ahead and click on campaigns. Go ahead and just click on plus. Right here, new campaign, or you can always click it in that top left little plus right there. So now you're gonna see multiple different campaign objectives. And obviously you're thinking, okay, John, we're gonna go for leads, okay? But as you can see, there are sales, which is primarily more for e-commerce, when someone actually makes a purchase right there on your website. Leads, which is people filling out a form or giving you a call. Website traffic, so more awareness, traffic. App promotion, if you're promoting an app in the App Store, or awareness in consideration. So I wouldn't recommend doing that for a search, but that could be something if you just want to get your name out there with no call to action for more middle and top of funnel audiences. There's also local store visits and promotions. So this is going to be just mainly focused around, like it says, local stores, restaurants, dealerships. So more like if people are looking up in the maps or near me and they want to go right to a location, something like a gas station, of course. And then creating a campaign without any guidance. So this is basically where if you click this, once you answer more questions, it's going to group you into one of these. So this is just for people who are more unsure. So for us, shockingly, we're actually not going to go with leads, but we are going to go for website traffic. And this does not affect the way that the campaign is set up. Nothing is really different here, but this is just your campaign objective. So what are we optimizing for? What is the goal? And I know you're thinking leads, but right now, especially in a brand new Google Ads campaign, so the rule of thumb, I guess, is if you're not getting more than 20 conversions, so in this case, for your local service business, that's going to be phone calls or form fill outs. If you're not getting more than 20 of those a month, then you want to go for website traffic, because if we optimize for leads and Google Ads has no idea who a lead is because we don't have any leads, they have no data to base off of who our best customers are or who are the types of people that buy from us, what are their actions, how do they interact, etc. So if we go ahead and optimize for this, it's going to be a lot harder to get those leads because Google is pulling from no data. So while we are actually generating these calls and these form fill outs and these leads throughout time, we first are going to want to start out with website traffic. So go ahead and click website traffic. Again, this is your conversion goal. So if you have submit forms or phone calls, you'd have that here. Setting up conversion tracking is a different video topic. It's very intricate. I recommend paying someone, or if you pay an agency, like my agency, for example, to run your Google Ads, we would set all that up for you. But basically you have to use Google Tag Manager, Google Analytics, and Google Ads. It's this whole nightmare that I absolutely hate doing. So we're just going to go ahead and skip this for now, but as you can see, since I'm running Google Ads from my personal Google Ad account, I do have submit lead form set up. So we're just gonna go ahead and click continue here. Now this is where we're gonna choose the campaign type. I kind of mentioned most of these to you a little bit ago when I was talking about these actual campaign objectives, but we can quickly go through this. We're just gonna go ahead and click on search campaign, which is the traditional Google Ads campaign. So right here is where you're gonna wanna put in your company website. So I'm just gonna find a random pool cleaning company. We're just gonna go ahead and click on this. Shortly here in the future, of this video, we actually are gonna be kind of, I don't wanna say roasting or exposing, but I'm gonna be finding local service Google Ads and I'm gonna be critiquing them so you guys see what not to do. And maybe you can compare some of these competitors that I see to some that you see around you. So next thing is just choosing your campaign name. In the marketplace right now of Google Ads, it's really stressed upon that you choose a campaign name that you're gonna recognize and remember what the use case of it is, especially if you're gonna have multiple campaigns. So something like an e-commerce company spending 100 grand a month, they're gonna have tens of campaigns, I would assume, or around 10. So you wanna make this super intentional. So for me, if I'm running ads for someone, I'm gonna put EMMA, Eberhard Media Marketing Agency. I'm just gonna do standard search, so we know what type of campaign this is, and we are just gonna do, so if we're doing pool cleaning services, I'm gonna say, and this is for a pool cleaning company, I'm just gonna say cleaning services, Scottsdale. So here we have, the agency, which would be my agency. We have the type of campaign, we have the objective of the campaign or the services we're advertising for, and we're gonna go Scottsdale, and even right here, we can actually put traffic, because we're going to be going for website traffic again. So just to highlight, the campaign objective. So if you have a lot of campaigns, you can take a look at this campaign and you can know the exact use case and all the details in it. So that's just for us, but let's just go ahead and click continue. So now we're going to get to bidding. So this is kind of what helps you win the auction, right? This is the auction. So what do we want to focus on? We want to focus on clicks, because again, right now, the same rule applies as we don't have any conversions. So we're not going to optimize and focus on conversions because we have none. So there's no data there. So we're going to go in clicks, go for clicks. We are not going to set a maximum cost per click yet because we haven't run any ads. We have no idea what those costs per clicks actually are. If you go to a city or a state and you're looking at some kind of keyword finder or a keyword planner, it'll show you an estimate, but I always recommend that you actually take a look at what that number is first before you start guessing, because you quite literally have no idea. Even the match type of a keyword, if you make a keyword exact or phrase or broad, that's also going to change the price. So just wait on this for now, let data come in, and then if you're way overspending, then you can adjust it. But for now, don't do that. Customer acquisition, bid for new customers only. No, don't need to do that. Do not worry about that. Especially this is a new Google Ad account. It has no idea who your existing customers are. So don't worry. The next thing here is networks. I see a lot of people accidentally turn this on, and I'm going to recommend that you always keep it off. So if you want to advertise on the Google Display Network, which is going to be, as you can see, like YouTube, relevant sites and apps, then if you want to do that effectively, then you may as well run a Performance Max campaign. So we're not going to focus on this right now. Google Search Partners, these are websites that Google is partnered with. So something like Google, they own Google, but there's also there's hundreds and hundreds of weird websites like dogpile.co and random, you just don't need it. Okay, again, if you want to branch out and do other types of advertising beyond a search campaign, then start a Performance Max campaign. But in this video, that's not what this is. So make sure that you have both of these unchecked. We're going to scroll down here to locations. This is a really, really, really important one. So as you can see, maybe by the cactus right here, I don't know if that's a dead giveaway, because of course there are, more places in the country with cactus or cacti. But I'm in Arizona. So for this example, we're going to use Scottsdale, Arizona. So I wanted to choose a little, area of the valley, not just all of the valley, just to be more specific, because obviously a lot of you folks with your local service business, I'm sure that you probably don't drive, 40 miles for a job, even though if it's in the same city, right? So you guys have your area. So also you want to click this little drop down and make sure you click on presence. So people who are in or regularly in our included locations. You don't want to be advertising to people who are planning a bachelor or bachelorette party in Old Town Scottsdale, because if they're looking into Scottsdale, you don't want people who are interested in your city. You want people who are in your city. Okay, so Google likes to try and hide this because their number one objective is to always spend your money. So make sure you click on presence. As you can see here, it even shows all countries and territories. Well, yeah, let's advertise everywhere on the planet. Okay, we're not going to do that. So I always suggest that you go to enter another location, and you want to be very specific. So let's make it a little bit bigger than this. Let's go to advanced search. And then once you have it here, as you can see, there are, you can go by location. So I could type in state. I could go to Arizona right here. That would include this. You can hold control and scroll or click this plus and minus button here. And that's going to just let you, I'm sorry, I guess my camera's in the way a little bit. If you press this plus or minus, that's going to also bring it in or out. But I just like to use the dragging with the mouse here and then the control and scroll wheel. So let's say all of Arizona. Okay. So is the population. This is our area. You can also do a radius if you wanted to do around Scottsdale, or if you wanted to put a specific address. Let's say that you guys have an office or a garage or a yard where you guys keep all your equipment and you only go 20 miles around that. Then you're more than welcome to put the address right in here and do a 20-mile radius. But the thing that I like to do that I don't see a lot of people doing is I actually like to do a little trick. I like to go to show all areas, and wow, we just got very zoomed in. I like to zoom into where I'm at, and this is going to go by neighborhood and zip code. So you can obviously put those in here, or if you already have a list, you're more than welcome to click add locations in bulk and put a ton of, different zip codes in here, however you like to do it. But I like to look at where my area is, and I like to go by the neighborhood, right? Because let's just say, for example, you're in Phoenix and you're like, cool, let's do all of Phoenix. Okay, this is almost 7.5 million people. This goes all the way up to Anthem, because this is, what the actual city, I guess, code or outline, or I don't even know how you would say it. This is just where the whole city is marked at, is all the way up here by Anthem. Okay, so the drive from Anthem to South Phoenix is like an hour. Okay, since you're a local service business and someone comes home after work and they see they have a flood in their house and it's 5 o'clock and you got to go from here to here, forget it. You may as well not even take the job. So that's why location targeting is really important. So again, we're going to click cancel on this. I'm going to show you show all areas. And I like to use this to very specifically choose neighborhoods and zip codes. So let's say that your building is right around here and you just want to be in this general area. Again, you're more than welcome to do the radius, but if you want to be more specific, I like to do even just these. Click on these. Look at these little tiny neighborhoods. As you can see, some of them are neighborhoods, some of them are postal codes. In my opinion, this is the best way to hyper geographically target and make sure you're not, getting too much or not too little. That's personally one of my favorite things. So I'll let you do that as you decide. But again, you never want to make sure that you're advertising too far out of your range. If you are stuck at about $3,000 a month total spend, I have another video for you that's on my channel on how to expand and how to actually tackle expanding geographically the right way. So feel free to watch that video, but that's not something that we're going to go to in this video. Another little tip on location targeting is I always like to exclude a couple select places. So I'm in Arizona, right? If you're in California, especially Southern California, or you're in Texas, you're really close to Mexico. So I've audited several Google Ad accounts and I've very quickly realized that they have tons of traffic coming from Mexico. So it was never excluded, and I can flick one button and change their entire Google Ad account. So I always just like to be safe. I always do Mexico, Canada. I put in China. I also put in, some other countries that are kind of notorious for spam. So I like to do Pakistan. I throw in India. And then for the most part, that pretty much sums it up. I just like to exclude those just in case. So there you have it. That is how I would set up location targeting. So let's go ahead and click save. Again, this is just a test account for me, so it doesn't matter. We already went through making sure that we're focused on presence. So we have that in here. Language, this isn't something that you should really have to change. It's here in English. Audience segments, this is not something we really need to worry about right now, because a Performance Max campaign advertises on display and YouTube and other platforms. This is going to help them decide like what types of people it should target. But right now for a search campaign, ours is purely off of the keyword and purely when someone searches on Google. So audience segments is not for you. Do not get overwhelmed. Let's just skip that. Broad match keywords, do not always just have those on for your entire campaign. That is quite literally the easiest way to throw money in the trash. And if you're not sure what a broad match keyword is, then that's no problem, because we'll get into that in a minute. But we're going to keep that off for now. Another thing is automatically create assets. Absolutely not. You do not want Google Ads choosing what landing page to put people on, or changing your ads, or changing your copy, especially, if you're in anything in the health and wellness industry, like if you're a weight loss injection clinic. You do not want AI or Google taking over your headlines, because you could give away misleading information. Not a good idea. If you jump into more settings, these are all standard. What days, you want to actually, or when you want to start the campaign, always optimize for the best performing ad headlines, ads, etc. the ad schedule all day. So if you guys are not open on Sunday and you don't want to take any leads or calls to return on Monday, then go ahead and click this little pencil here and you can, add certain times. So if you want to just do Monday through Friday, certain time, etc., you're more than welcome to do that. Bring it down here. Brands, don't worry about it. Especially for local service, you don't need to necessarily exclude your brand right this moment. So let's go ahead and click next. So this right here is Google trying to put a fork in what you're trying to do, and they're trying to kind of mosey their way into your Google ad creation. So go ahead and they're wanting to create everything with AI for you, all your keywords and your assets. Your assets are going to be, your headline, your descriptions, stuff like that. So we're just going to go ahead and skip that because we don't want Google ruining our ad campaign. So let's just go ahead and click skip right here. So this is going to create ad group number 1. So how a Google ad campaign works is Google Ads spends at a campaign level, and there are campaigns, ad groups, and ads. So you have the overall campaign, then you have the ad groups that are under that, and then under the ad groups, you have their ads. So a better way to explain this is ad groups are almost like their own campaigns because there are a couple things that are at a campaign level, like your bidding strategy, your cost per click, etc., and also your location targeting. So for the most part, I like to look at ad groups as different services. So I would have a different service for each ad group. So the very first thing is, okay, so where is the final URL? You don't even need to put that right here. I would just wait because we're gonna have to put that here in the ads anyways. And I just like to keep everything nice and organized. So again, let's say you have multiple services. Like let's say you guys sell pools. Let's say that you guys clean pools, service pools. I know that that's kind of the same thing, but if you're an auto shop, maybe you do oil changes, AC repair, tires, whatever, right? A bunch of different stuff. But again, your budget is at the campaign level. So there might be one ad group that gets more spend. And I know this is kind of advanced, so I don't mean to overwhelm you, but if that's the case and your other ad groups or services aren't getting any spend, then you're going to want to break them out into their own campaigns so they get their own level of spend, etc. But for now, let's just stick with one ad group. We're going to do pool cleaning. So I'm going to name it so it's very easy to see. We're going to do pool cleaning services. Boom, it's named. Congratulations, we're all done. No, I'm totally just kidding. So the next thing here is now we need to find our keywords, and there are 3 different match types of keywords, okay? So there's exact keywords, exact match, meaning that someone has to look up this exact phrase or variant. So for example, if your keyword is energy boosters and someone types an energy booster, it'll still match it. Like it has to be an extremely close variant. But for the most part, it's exactly what someone looked for. And those keywords look like this. So if it was pool cleaning services near me, someone would literally have to look up exactly pool cleaning services near me. If there was phrase match, so if someone typed, so let's say if your keyword was pool cleaning services near me and you have a phrase match, and that's what the quotations mean. So these brackets mean it's an exact match keyword, and these quotations mean that it's a phrase match keyword. So if someone was to look up pool cleaning services near me in Scottsdale, then it would still come up because it's just a phrase. So as long as this phrase is included in what they search, then it will trigger your ad. So I always like to choose slightly smaller keywords for this because it's a phrase, right? How many people are really adding more to the search of pool cleaning services near me, right? That's already a complete thought. That is a full search. I would do pool cleaning services, because then they could type in pool cleaning services Phoenix, pool cleaning services Scottsdale, pool cleaning services near me, whatever, right? So as long as this phrase is in there, then it's going to include it. So that's just my example for you here. And then a broad match keyword is just written out. So pool cleaning services is just this. There's no quotation, there's no brackets, there's no nothing. It's just the keyword right there. So the reason why that I would not use broad match keywords, and I'm going to show you guys how to find, the best keywords for your business to use here in a moment. But the reason why that I would not use broad match is because it literally takes any piece of this. Google is always talking about how their AI is getting better and they really want everyone to use broad match keywords. But the AI is still far from great. And it's just a really good way to spend money for no reason. Someone could be looking up DIY pool cleaning and your ads are going to come up. Or someone could look up what chemicals do pool cleaning service companies use, and it'll come up and your ads will come up. Or they could be looking up quite literally any intent level of search and you'll come up. I even have come up for the most random searches ever, but you're like, how did they even find this? I was using some broad match keywords for my company, and it was for Google Ad services because I wanted to see, okay, what things are people actually looking up, right? So industry leaders, they will use some broad match because they want to be everywhere. Then they also want to find out new keywords that people are, or new searches that people are using and turn them into keywords, right? So if a new search is trending, they want to be the first to see it inside and get the data in their ad account and then make it a keyword. But for us, keywords like pool cleaning services is not new technology. This is not game breaking. So we don't need to necessarily be tweaking this at all. But for instance, when I had the Google Ad services, or I think it was Google Ads agency as a broad match keyword, I came up for iZone Media 360. I was even getting searches that were in different languages. And I was just like, this is just a mess, right? And that was a very long time ago. I knew that was gonna happen, but I wanted to see, emerging search terms that were maybe cheaper than what is traditionally being, looked up, like Google Ads agency, because that can be a very expensive keyword. But regardless, that is the reason why that we're not going to be using any broad match keywords, because you do not need to reinvent the wheel. So all that being said, on broad match keywords, I'm going to show you how you guys can actually find your own keywords now. Inside your Google Ads account, if you go to tools and you go to keyword planner, you can use Google's keyword planner, which is okay. But the only problem that I don't like with it is it doesn't really show you and doesn't really do a good job of finding the actual search terms that are the best, or I'm sorry, the best keywords, because it doesn't recommend any new ones that you weren't looking for per se. So I like to use a website. It's called it's called Mangools, and it's like an SEO, right, related service, software as a service, and they have a keyword finder. So I like using them a lot. So for this example, again, because we're in Scottsdale, Arizona, we're just going to go ahead and go to the location here, and I just typed in Scottsdale. So we're just going to click right there, and let's just start doing some research. So I'll start typing in some things. Let's type in pool cleaning. Let's just start it simple, and let's see what we find. So naturally, it's going to show you your seed keyword, which is exactly what you looked up, and then it's going to show you words or keywords related to that, and it's going to start from the most searched to the least searched. And you got to remember, this is just in Scottsdale, and if you're a local service, your searches aren't going to have tens of thousands of people a month, because we're going to be in a small pocket of an area. Okay, so if you included all these, you're still looking at a couple thousand searches a month. And in the last month right here, because I would assume, because right now in the recording of this video, it's late February, and we just had our first 80-degree day today. I think it's February 24th right now, or I believe. And as you can see, it's kind of getting towards springtime. So there has been a 1,300% keyword interest growth month over month. So as you can see, this is the trend that changes all the time. But again, pool cleaning is more seasonal based than others. People aren't necessarily going to be cleaning their pool in December, or maybe they are. I don't know the industry very well, as compared to you might be if you run a pool cleaning company. But again, I would just go by search, and then you can go ahead and give like cost per click a little glance. So this is showing you right here, like the average cost per click inside Google Ads. Again, there are a lot of ways to kind of niche down, which is something that I'll kind of get into in a minute. But these are all the keywords. So let's take a look at pool cleaners near me. Okay, 340 searches a month, not bad. There is no cost per click here available. So again, this is why we want to put the actual keywords into the account and look at them manually and see how much our cost per clicks are actually costing us before we ever decide to start a bidding strategy where we're limiting our cost per click or how much we want to pay, because we don't ever want to do that because we don't know yet. So as you can see, it also ranks the keyword right here too. So this is kind of shows overall competition. So pool cleaning, still easy, not bad. But again, that's not a full search. Okay, but pool cleaner near me, let's take a look at this one. Again, 340 searches, still easy. Okay, not bad. So we're gonna make this one ad group all about pool cleaning services. So let's just grab a bunch of these, right? So here's an example. If we did pool cleaners near me as a phrase match, swimming pool cleaners near me would still get triggered because it includes this phrase, right? So these are all good. So what I like to do is I don't like to steer too far away from what we're looking up, right? So if someone starts, like let's just go down like best pool sweep, obviously robotic, that's like something that, people are trying to put in the pool, but like, okay, pool tile cleaning. Okay. So this is a lot different than swimming pool cleaning services, right? Because when someone looks up that, you can assume that they're looking for someone to clean the water, regulate the water, do all the pool boy stuff, etc. But pool tile cleaning is different. And listen very, very closely. Even if your company offers that service, I quite frankly don't care. Okay, okay? Put that in a different ad group, because if you are making all the copy and all the keywords and you have a landing page just for this pool cleaning, and someone looks up tile cleaning, they're gonna be misled. They're gonna have a poor user experience. There's gonna be no ad congruency with what they looked up. Google, in return, is gonna lower your ad rank, and the quality score for that keyword will be low. I know all this sounds like gibberish right now, but I'm trying to explain to you why it's important that you don't wanna put any unrelated services, and you're not missing out on money, okay? You just wanna make sure that your congruency and your intent is high. So don't show people stuff they're not looking for. So if you want to do pool tile cleaning, make it a separate ad group. But based off of this, there's not a lot of search volume for it, so just hold off on that for now. But that's just my example. So let's just go ahead and start here. Pool services near me, pool cleaners near me. So these are all good. So there's a lot of ways you can just copy and paste these. But what I'm gonna do is we're just gonna do a catch-all. So we're not gonna do any broad keywords, but we are gonna do a couple phrase and a couple exact match keywords. So let's just do, so the biggest thing we're gonna do here is we're probably just gonna mix maintenance and cleaning. Typically, if I'm really spending a lot of money on a Google Ads account for a client, like let's say they're spending around $100 a day or a total of 5K a month or 10K a month, I would actually break down ad groups for quite literally pool cleaning and pool maintenance, because I know that relatively they are the same thing, but I don't want people seeing ad copy for pool cleaning services if they looked up pool maintenance. I want to completely exactly deliver them what they looked for, which is pool maintenance. So I know in this case, you're like, Johnny, you're overthinking this. And yeah, you're right, I am overthinking this. But in my experience, hypersegmentation is what performs the best. So for you right now, don't worry about it a ton. We're gonna make an ad group that includes pool cleaning and pool maintenance. So let's just write some down here. So just looking at what we're starting with, obviously pool cleaners, pool cleaners, pool cleaners, pool cleaning. So I like all these. So let's just go ahead and go back to the Google ad account. Just looking at these, some search volume, there's not a ton. Let's just look around a little bit. Pool cleaning services. This is gonna kind of, relatively give us the same, because we're in a small area, so it's not gonna give us more. But if you were selling e-commerce, which I know this is not the topic of this video, but for example, if you were, you could type in one different keyword and you could find a ton more, just because nationwide or nationally, there's just a lot more unique searches. So, okay, so for our little area of the Valley of Arizona, which is Scottsdale, we've pretty much found what we need. So let's just go to pool cleaning services. Let's go ahead and make this one exact match. Pool cleaning services. Let's go ahead and look back here again. Let's just do pool cleaners. I see pool cleaners. So we see a couple pool cleaners. Let's just make this one a phrase. Let's do pool cleaners. So anything, right? Again, phrase match is going to be anyone that has pool cleaners near me, swimming pool cleaners. Those will all get grabbed as well. Let's do pool maintenance near me. Let's just do pool maintenance. Those are good ones. So another phrase one, just so we're making sure we're grabbing all of these. Ooh, pool service is good. Pool service. Those are nice phrase. And then we want to make sure that we're capturing the big ones. So the ones that have the most search volume, we also just want to add as an exact match. So let's just go ahead and do, let's see, which one did we grab? We grabbed pool cleaning services. Let's do pool cleaners near me. Let's go ahead and copy that. I don't know if this is going to copy well. Yes. Let's make this exact as well. Throw this in here. Okay, amazing. Let's do swimming pool cleaners near me as well. Make that exact also. So again, the main reason for those phrase matches almost to be like troops that are like, okay, we're at base, which means that they still get activated from this keyword itself. So they're at base, but their goal is to, reach out and grab and recruit more troops. And those troops are keywords or, search terms, right? So our exact match keywords are almost our anchors. They're set in stone, they're holding down the account. But then the phrase match keywords are the ones that are, they're in base, they're defensive troops, but their goal is to recruit more soldiers. So they're out there, they're leaning their arm out, they're grabbing more soldiers, bringing them in, seeing who else we can find. So we have our anchors and we got our soldiers, our troops. So that's just the way that I look at it. Let's do pool maintenance as well. Throw that in here. Pool maintenance near me. These are all good. Got a swimming pool near me. Let's do a couple more of these. I'm just gonna do one more just for the sake of this video. Swimming pool care. See, that's kind of a different video. Swimming pool care, but they did say near me, so it shows the intent. But if someone has looked up swimming pool care, they could just be looking to buy their own chemicals. They could be seeing ads for chemicals or those big nets that they use to grab bugs and leaps and out of the pool. So Remember, you got to be careful and look at intent, but near me means something big, but that could mean they're also looking for a swimming pool care shop. I know there's a lot of stores, pool stores that sell all this equipment too. So just be careful. And then let's look up pool service near me. Do this last one. Okay, so now congratulations, we have all of our keywords, we have our anchors and our troops. So let's go down here. Okay, so now that we have this here, so this funnel URL, this is what people are gonna be delivered to. So once they click on your ads, this is exactly where they're going. So I know we found this landing page together earlier. So this is what it is. As you can see, oh, I like it. They're using some UTM parameters. I got a specific campaign for this. Very cool, okay? Kind of a decent page, it's okay. Not a big fan of this page. Okay, again, I told you that we're gonna expose and kind of roast some local competitors. So you can take what I give, for example, and you can, use this to craft better landing pages for you. Also, tidbit, if you pay my agency to run your ads for you, we create the landing page because we know what converts, and we want to make our ad copy and our landing page copy really congruent to help our ad rank and keyword quality score. So if you're like, Johnny, I can't do Google ads, let alone make my own landing page or pay someone, how do I even communicate that? How do I do that? We handle that for you. And then this is all bundled into the service fee. So no issues there. We handle that for you. But let's say this is our page. Obviously, this is weekly pool service and repairs. Cool. This is where we're going to take people. We want people to go to that page. We don't want them to go to our homepage. We want them to go, wow, this is the homepage. Not good. Okay, we'll dive into that in a minute. Okay, so we're here. So display path, this is just extra. This just kind of shows like, and I know that Google has even talked about it in the future, and I think it's coming up now that they want people to be seeing ads and they want to use the display path as like a better form of targeting. So I like to put something here. So let's just do Scottsdale pool cleaning services. Ooh, service. Okay, good enough. It's right in there. So that's nice. Again, Google wants to use this as a way to get people to and help with targeting. So, and it helps too. You can't see it all right here, but it throws it at the end of the URL, and it's not a real URL. It's just a display path, just what people see. So it's always cool. All right, so after the display path, if you go ahead and scroll down now, you're gonna see that this shows, headlines. I always like to click the little plus button here. On here, I like to have all 15 headline options. So for one ad, you can have a total of 15 options. Of course, it's not going to show all 15. It shows 2 headlines, and it randomly selects those, especially at the start. But as you get going with your ad account, remember at the very beginning, we set this up to optimize in your ad rotation for the best performing ads. So keep that in mind. And that goes by the headline too. These are called ad assets, or more broadly known in marketing just as ad copy. So I like to open up the opportunity for all 15 because I like to give Google a lot to choose from. Please don't just have a couple headlines. Okay, you need to choose. Okay, the way that you decide to communicate with users, and if you can learn how to communicate effectively, then that's going to help your ad performance incredibly. And do not be biased with this. Don't think that, oh, if I saw this would be good. Okay, I run ads for a living, and I have seen so many headlines where I'm like, oof. And then I look at the conversion rate and I go, oh, this is crushing it. Have you ever seen a bad ad on TV and you go, they really run this ad? I guarantee you that it resonates with a ton of other people. So part of this is removing your personal bias from this and just trying a lot of different things. So this, what I'm about to tell you, is going to be a little bit of work, a little bit more work. Again, don't do it. But if you want to be a top performer and you really want to crush it and you're like, Johnny, I'm taking notes on everything you're saying. You're the expert. Thank you, by the way, if you think that. But because remember, we created an ad group, and under this, we're creating our first ad. So this is our first ad. And I like to have 4 different ads under each ad group. And I like to use one full ad. So using all the headlines on all the descriptions that are around one marketing angle. So I like to go, one has an emotional angle, right? So any product or service that you have, people are just using that as a vehicle or a crutch to get them what they want, okay? If you're selling Botox, you're not actually selling Botox, but you're selling the opportunity for women to feel more beautiful or feel young or look young or anti-aging, right? If you are selling pool services, pool cleaning services, you're not selling pool cleaning services, but you're selling the carefree and the peace of mind so a family can swim safely in their water and not have to worry about harsh chemicals or anyone getting hurt or accidentally swallowing the water, but they want to be able to relax in the Arizona heat and swim in their pool risk-free and carefree, not have to worry about that, right? So that's the vehicle. So always think about that. So that's ad number 1. Ad number 2 is your offer. So if you have any kind of discount, or if you do free estimates or free in-person pool consultations where they come and look at your pool and give you estimate, quote, whatever, I like to have one ad that's primarily brought around that. The third ad I like to have is expertise. So how long have you guys been in business? How many neighbors have you helped? How many Arizona residents have you helped? How many pools have you cleaned? How many happy customers? How long have you guys been doing this for, etc.? Flex all that stuff, especially locally. When people, especially in a more affluent area like Scottsdale, no one here is looking for the cheapest of anything. I don't want the cheapest of anything at all, okay? When I went and got LASIK eye surgery, there was people who was price shopping going, oh, this place is $1,000 more expensive. Okay, well, these are my eyeballs, okay? And these are families' pools that their kids are swimming in, okay? And more affluent areas tend to like health and wellness and look and beauty more. So no one's trying to skimp out and save 50 bucks. No one serious is, okay? So keep that in mind. So expertise goes a long way when people are looking for a real quality product or service. The next one I like is pure location targeting. So talk all about the neighborhood of Scottsdale, your friendly local neighbor, this, we're in Scottsdale, near you, etc. So those are the 4 different types of ads that I like to focus on. So at the very start, I'm just going to show you kind of an array of copy, but just keep that in mind that that is my main strategy when I go into any Google ad account. So if you're serious about Google ads and you don't want to take any shortcuts, then I highly suggest that you test every emotional angle and see what resonates more with people around you, because a lot of people have generic ads. Pool cleaning services Scottsdale. That's really cool. But if you can act like a human and speak to people the way that humans talk to humans and make someone smile or make someone giggle, the odds of them clicking and the odds of them converting astronomically increase. So be a human, be fun. This is marketing, okay? All right, so I'm gonna show you what I do to generate headlines. So not only do the biggest thing that I wanna do, let's go back to this client here, is potential client. They're not an actual client. God, let me tell you, if this was my client, this would not be their landing page. I'll tell you that right now. No offense, Sunny Pool Service, but being honest. So after I make the landing page, I like to use similar copy. So a lot of things like this because the more congruency that you have between your ad copy and your landing page copy, and again, copy just meaning like the wording. Sorry, copy is a very broad marketing term, but copy just means the wording and how you communicate, which in this case is wording because it's digital. Anyways, you want to use a lot of the same words and phrases because it's going to increase your ad rank. So Google likes it, and Google likes it because people like it and people use Google. So they want you to have as much congruent wording and copy as possible because it overall increases the user experience. So if someone is looking up shoes and they go to a website and they see a lot of boots, they're going to close out because it's not what they're looking for. So the same thing goes at a micro level, which is literally just wording. So if you don't have anything that talks about a weekly pool service, then don't show that you're doing a weekly pool service, because what if I don't need weekly? If I'm looking for a monthly pool service and I just come in, or maybe I just need it one time, and I come in here and I just see weekly pool service, it's not what I'm looking for. I don't want weekly. So you have to be really careful about what you're on, because when I see a ton of people using Google ads and advertising and competing, it's super easy for me to go, okay, not what I want, back click, right? Obviously, in this case, we're not in the Google search, but typically when someone would click back, it would bring them back to the search engine result page, and they could click on other competitors. So you have to compel them to stay on the page and encourage them and invoke them. So here we are. So again, use a lot of this wording to match in there like this. That's a good headline, right? Dive into a sparkling clean pool today. All that stuff is great. Use all this little stuff right here, right? We offer full range of repairs and blah, 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 all that little stuff, right? Weekly cleaning, vacation, like all this stuff, okay? Just again, have congruency with your landing page copy and your ad copy. Like if you're going for the expertise angle or the location angle and you're like, okay, John, so I've used all the stuff I found. We only got about 5 or 6 headlines. That's okay. So go into ChatGPT. What I like to do is I like to leverage ChatGPT because the internet and a computer is a lot smarter than me. So what I like to do is I like to use something called the Google Ads Copy Wizard. So I find him by going to Explore GPTs, and what I do is I type in Google Ads Copy Wizard, and the first option it gives you is write me Google Ads copy. So when you click on that, right here it says I asked it to write new ad copy for my Google Ads campaign, and then it asks you for a certain number of things. So what I want to do is, okay, we give it the landing page URL. So let's go ahead and give it that landing page URL. I just put a little placeholder here. So let's just go ahead and put it there. Number 2 is a product, service, or name. We're going to use Sunny Pool Service. Let's go ahead and throw that in here. All right, and then as you can see, I know you probably don't want to read all this. This is going to strain your eyes. No need to read it. I'm going to summarize it for you. But I just put in here my unique selling points. I kind of made these up, but okay, we are a we come weekly. We can get new appointments on the schedule within 48 hours, and are the neighborhood local company. We can come when you aren't home. Those are just like our unique selling points, right? So just all that little stuff is going to help you create ad copy. Number 5 says, okay, who's our target audience? We want homeowners in a neighborhood in Scottsdale, Arizona. Number 6 is our call to action. We want people to book their free pool consultation or call. Number 7 is what are the relevant keywords, right? So we got pool cleaning company near me, pool cleaners in Scottsdale, etc. It gets the point. Number 8 is the language. I put English, and I also put a little side note here. So this is kind of me doing the lazy version of it just to show you, but I'll typically break down this whole script 4 times in a row where I'm just inputting stuff in here that's going to give me the ad that I want. So if I'm testing the emotional angle or the expertise angle or the location angle, whatever, I'm going to have a whole different group of ad copy for that. But I asked it here if I could have 4 different types of copy for 4 different types of angles. So let's just click generate. Now, if you just wait here a second, it's going to be, I'm creating this. Okay, this is kind of not what we, let's see. Okay, yes. Headline, see, it already knows. Okay, so a Google Ads headline is only 30 characters. So the reason why they like to use this too is because it knows that already. It knows these limits. So it just helps you kind of copy and paste, kind of helps you do things easier. Okay, so here we go. Emotional angle. It knows. Peace of mind, relaxation, safety. Great. Look at these, man. Swim worry-free year-round. Enjoy a crystal clear pool. Your pool, always sparkling. And see, when you put in the landing page URL, it grabs it, right? Because remember down here it mentioned dive into a sparkling clean pool. So it grabs stuff from it because it's smart. It's AI. This is why we let it do this, right? Relax. We got your pool. No stress, just clean water. Oh man. Swim with confidence. See, amazing. So this is giving people the reason why they want your services, not the service itself, but remember your service is a vehicle for an outcome of a user or a person. So here we go. No more pool headaches. Okay, I love this. Even descriptions too. We'll get into that in a moment. Call out assets, great. Now offer driven, free consultation, pool check, pool advice, consult. Is your water safe? Ooh, I like that. Invoking curiosity, water analysis, limited time, assess your pool, check, pool check. Great. All those are fantastic. Okay. I only created 2 ads, even though I asked for 4, but I guess that's kind of why I told you I did it the lazy way. Typically I would redo this whole script all 4 times in a row, but we have what we need. So let's just grab a couple of these. Again, I'd want you to put all these in here. But for now, let's just use a couple so I can move on with this. Your pool or sparkling. Man, these are good. I might need to go pitch this pool cleaning company because we can make their ads way better. So these are also descriptions. So this is what's going to be right here. So if I pull up Google Ads, right? So these are the headlines. So it always is going to show 2 headlines. So this one right here, it's cut off, not good. Weekly pool cleaning services. That's one of their headlines. The other headline is services at an affordable price. And then these are their descriptions. So this is one description, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to add some of those little things. So all this right here, these are all descriptions. Okay. And they're at 90 characters each. So this, they have 2 in there. These guys only have 1. Not sure why. Hopefully they have more than 1 description. I think you have to have 2. So not sure. So the reason why that it's only showing 1 is because Google is always trying different variations. So it tries more copy, less copy, etc. So right here, they just have 1, not a big deal, but we're just going to go ahead and steal some descriptions. So let's see. Keep your pool sparkling, clean and safe all year. Amazing. Also, you can't use exclamation marks. So if your ads get banned for punctuality and symbols and you're like, what the heck is happening? You can't use exclamation points. So don't worry about that. You also can't use all capital letters. So your ad, that one specific asset, so that specific headline or description won't be shown because of that. So this likes to always add it, which I understand. So just understand that. Go ahead and put a couple in here. Okay, great. Boom, we have our first ad right here. Enjoy a crystal clear pool. Your pool, always sparkling. Okay, so I don't really love how that sounds because it's kind of redundant. Your pool, always sparkling. Okay, like this is fine, right? But the one where one mentioned, obviously we only have 3 headlines, so there's not very many combinations, but one that mentioned it being crystal clear and then one that mentioned it sparkling, it's kind of redundant, kind of overlapping. Don't love that, not very clear. Little stuff like that means a lot. Next, images. So as you can see, let's jump in right here. These little images of pools. Google doesn't love it when you put Google doesn't love it when you put text over images. Sometimes you can get away with it. I always like to try if you have like little offers like call now or free quote. like to throw those in there, but a lot of times Google will disapprove those because of text overlay, but you can sneak through a lot of times. I always like to try it. Again, these are just what these images are. This is where they come up in a search campaign. So throw some images in there. Business name, of course, ours is going to be the actual Sunny Pool Service for this, not Eberhard Media Marketing Agency. Again, business logo. I see these guys don't have it. Massive, massive hit on authority. So these guys don't either. Wow, the bar is low. So if you're a pool cleaning company in my neighborhood in Scottsdale, fix your ads. So see, these are just the logos, how they come up. You understand that. So site links, this is important too. I don't know if any of these guys even have any because they're not good. They don't have any. No site links. This is bad. This is bad. Okay, let's try another company. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh no. Let's do pool cleaning. Oh gosh, this is bad. This is bad. So this is what a Google Ads site link looks like, because no one around here knows how to advertise. So maybe I need to do some outreach. This is what it looks like. So you have your headline here, second headline here, third headline looks like, and then you have your description, and then you have these. I'm sure that right now you're looking at this going, oh, I know what those are, right? These are just links and a little bit of description of that link. They put this in one word here. I see that also right there, besides the point. But these links go to just to different points of your website. And you might be thinking, okay, John, if we're selling pizza, we're selling pool cleaning, why do we want to bring people to other spots? The biggest point of this is look at how much digital real estate this takes up. Look at, that's a terrible picture. Go back to this one. Look at how much real estate this takes up compared to people who are this pool cleaning. Oh my goodness. Look at how much space we're taking up. None. But if you have the actual site links, look at how much more space. So that's almost, especially if you're on a mobile device, that's like almost a full scroll. That's about half or more of your screen. So you want to take up as much digital real estate as you can because it's the same price. So I always recommend having 4 site links. What you can do here is just even like put parts of your website. These guys don't have, if you go, oh my gosh, this website's just a landing page. This website's not even a full website. It's just one simple page. They have a blog. They're doing SEO. Gosh. Oh, okay. They're kind of doing SEO. Okay. Anyways, I'm not trying to rip these guys a new one, but let's say you had different services, right? Like you have a home page. Like you can even just make this really simple if you are limited. Let's just say home page. Put home right here and put, look at our gallery of pools. That's not a great one, but you know what I'm getting at. I would recommend you put 4 in here. Let's say they actually have a decent blog in here, right? You'd put the home URL here, but like, let's say, check out our blogs. Find the URL description, check out our blogs and learn about how to take care of your pool, etc. Right? Little stuff like that, or get a quote. If you have they do have a link for it. Okay, right here, get a quote, right? Boom, whoa. Get a free quote, etc. Here's that. Again, have 4. You get what I'm getting at. Call outs. I'm going to show you where these are. I saw some folks that have these. I think I saw some right here. Oh, no, I did not. Let's go to, okay, we're just going to let's do plumbing near me this time. Let's mix it up because the pool cleaning guys don't have it as figured out. Not what I needed. Here we go. All right, so right here, these things you can actually click on. These are called snippets. These are great too, little extensions. I love these. Having this plus call outs plus site links, again, it's just gonna help you take up the most digital real estate, which I love. But these little tiny call outs are just little stuff like this: certified and insured, satisfaction guaranteed, 10+ years, transparent pricing. Those are all little call outs. I like to have those too. Little symbols of trust. You can put a bunch of them in here. These are just like mine, right? Like from my agency. All this stand out in Arizona. Boom, love it. This doesn't make any sense because we're doing a pool ad right now, but you get what I'm saying. So have a bunch of those. ChatGPT, when we were looking at it, gives you some too. Stress-free pool care, always swim ready, clear and safe, hassle-free. Throw those in there. Those are nice. Again, digital real estate as well. We're after. If you have any discounts right now, if you're doing a free quote, if you're giving whatever kind of discount, go ahead and add this promotion to, like if you have a deal, it'll show that too, like this. So that's nice. So especially when you're competing in a competitive local service space, no one does these. As you can see, we've looked up all kinds. No one's doing any of this. These guys have it right here, but if they had it even boom right here, it just makes it even more. So then now they can have, regular headlines, and then they can also have their promotion in its own spot on top of everything else. So they should be taking advantage of that. Something I like too, it just helps people make that call right away, especially if, like, you know, plumbing is something that someone needs right now because there's an issue. So if they see that, boom, really easy just to make them go, okay, perfect. That's what we need. Boom, click, thoughts over. But if it's something that someone's planning, like weight loss or pool cleaning that they want to get an appointment for, stuff still helps a lot. But for those immediate actions, even more. If you have call from ads or you want to get phone calls, which I highly recommend, is throw in a phone number. But if you click on phone number, which I have blurred out here, but it adds that too. So someone directly on your ad can click call. And I can't believe that. No, oh, here it is right here. Call us. Sometimes it's just the phone number too, but right here, all the way down at the very bottom, these guys are doing it right. And I've noticed a trend here. Everyone now is competing for these $29 like drain clogs or drain opening, drain special. That's funny. Anyways, have that there. That helps, makes people just go, boom, cool, click. If you're on a mobile device, they click it right away, no problem. Lead forms, don't need. I would rather bring people to a landing page. Apps or structured snippets is what we talked about a little earlier. These little guys, those are nice. Anything else, you can add prices. All this stuff helps, but the ones that I went more into detail are the ones that I would be more concerned about, the ones that I would care about more. But that's just everything here. This is for if you're doing any kind of like UTM parameter. A UTM parameter is like an extension of a URL, so you can get certain types of tracking on it. So if you're running one specific ad campaign and you want to see in your Google Analytics, okay, who or how many people actually came to this exact link, you can add little fun stuff at the end of your link to make it significant, and it won't actually affect how they get on the page, but it'll just be some stuff like right here, whatever. It's not actually how it looks, but just extra stuff here. So then you know how many people went to this exact one. So just some deeper level of more like inside tracking. So there you go. Let's go ahead and click next. This is our first ad. Oh, nice. That's amazing. Google Ads recommends that we spend $1,300 a day. They are insane. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. Again, another little showcase that Google wants you to spend as much money as possible. They're recommending $1,300 a day. What is that? 45 grand a month? No way. So again, I encourage you to be spending about $3,000 a month if you really want to make a serious impact in your business. That would give us a $100 a day spend. So I'm not going to go, yeah, right. Oh, just letting you know that $100 a day is lower than everyone else. Well, everyone else's ads that we saw for pool cleaning absolutely sucks. So Google, screw off, respectfully. So I'm not going to click save here just because obvious reasons. I'm not running this. So it's going to go ahead and there's errors. It's just telling me that it would show you what there is at the end. It's probably because I didn't fill everything out because I'm not actually doing this. So I'm just gonna discard and we are going to bring this away. Ta-da! Congratulations, you have made your very first Google ad campaign. You've set up an ad group successfully and now you have your first ad. And if you click save and you click next right there and you put in your daily budget, then congratulations, you are now gonna begin spending on Google Ads. So now you're thinking, okay, Johnny, awesome. We're done now, okay? I have a little secret for you. There's a reason why that I'm in business, and there's a reason why that I manage dozens and dozens and dozens of Google Ad accounts, because setting it up is about 25% of the battle. The other 25% is a landing page, and then the other 50% is the optimizations, because now that you're spending, you're gonna get all kinds of data. You're gonna get search terms, you're gonna have to make negatives, you're gonna have to branch out winners, you're gonna have to analyze your click-through rate. Make sure that it's high enough and your ad copy is good enough. Improving your conversion rate, so overall making your landing page better and more congruent. Breaking out ad groups. Okay, boom, now we've mastered this search campaign. How do we scale more? Okay, we put more money into it. We're seeing diminished returns. We want a performance max campaign. Yada, 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 yada. It is an absolutely unfathomable amount of work. That's why I do this full time. But I'm gonna give you some inside scoops. I feel like, you know what, Johnny? Everything you said, man, is awesome. I'm taking it to heart. I'm following you. I think I got this. Amazing. That's wonderful. I'm going to show you some big secrets and big tips on how you can now optimize. Okay, so congratulations. Your ads are running. I'm going to show you one of my local service clients and show you some little bit of insights here, okay? All right, so this is for my auto shop client. And so some of the biggest things that I want to show you is just, it's all going to be pretty brief because the search campaign is the most standard Google ad campaign. But what I'm going to do is first, I want to show you about these recommendations. So Google Ads is going to constantly lower your optimization score, showing you all this BS, all this stuff. Do this, increase your budget, use conversion data, remove this, do that. Okay, most of it is kind of junk. And if you're getting worried because you're like, okay, John, our optimization score is at a 40%. This is kind of worrying me. I feel like that's bad. See how this gives you plus 2%? You can literally click dismiss and it'll bring that score up. Okay, so this score is completely fake. So do not worry about that. Don't get scared by this. So I'm gonna bring this in here and we're gonna go to insights and reports and we're gonna go to search term. So before you go ahead and look at these conversion rates and you go, oh my goodness, Johnny, some of these ads are bad. We're also going directly for calls, and for a more deeper reason, we removed the conversion tracking from click to call because a lot of folks were on their computer and they were just clicking the click to call button because they are elderly and they don't know, and it was triggering their conversion. So we were getting inaccurate call data. So I used a masking number to forward it. So we're actually using a deeper call metric, which is actually seeing what calls were transferred. And then I'm using the Google Ads report editor and seeing how many times that new number was actually clicked. So don't freak out at some of these numbers. I am still running this client's ads to this day. So I'm doing a great job. So just so you know, it all made sense for the particular reason. But I wanted to show you this account because I feel like this relates to a lot of people. This client's only spending $1,000 a month and we're still able to generate tons of calls, tons of leads, and overall drive more revenue for their business. So I wanted to show this one as a more of a beginner account and beginner examples. So as you can see right here, right? So this is the search term. So this is what someone has actually physically Googled. And this is the type of keyword, right? So we have this added as a keyword already. So it shows, okay, this was a keyword. It was exact match. This was triggered. So we have a keyword here that's oil change near me. This is what was triggered. Okay, boom, we got it. So as you can see, some of these are going to be bad. Okay, Brake Masters near me. Okay, we're not Brake Masters. Brake Masters is a massive, nationwide franchise branch company. We are a local auto shop. So Brake Masters, okay, this one's kind of tough though, because if people type in brake related, or, maybe if someone is looking for a competitor, maybe we have a chance to win them over, right? But with the small budget of $33 a day and an average cost per click at about $5.76, and as you can see, it's been kind of going up, and I've been working on bringing that back down right now, just because more competitors have entered the area and people started to bid higher, etc. Is that this is a type of keyword that we want to make sure that is already blocked out. So it's been a while since someone has searched for this. This doesn't show excluded. So if I was to click this exactly and add this as a negative keyword right here, it defaults to a exact match. And then what it would do is it would show a big X right here and say excluded. But the reason why it doesn't say that is because I put Brake Masters, I believe, as a phrase match negative. So then any Brake Masters related keyword gets taken out. But I didn't want it to conflict with anything, but I wanted to grab more than just this exact. Because what if someone looked up how much is Brake Masters? I still don't want that to trigger our ads, right? So I was a little bit more intentional here. But again, the point of this is for you to look at what people are searching. And this is a way for you to remove any type of unrelated keyword, right? So a lot of these you see aren't excluded. It's because I like to go deeper. So I like to use negative keywords and I like to make them broad. So for any local service business, these are the ones that I recommend. You're gonna see a lot here because I'm gonna open these up. So don't freak out. But a lot of the big ones I like to get rid of right away are gonna be at home. So I would love to go and show you all these keywords, but I'm gonna move my camera up. And as you can see right here at the bottom, we have 381 negative keywords. So I'm not gonna go, super into detail of all these, but long story short, I generated all these because I daily look at these search terms and I get rid of any one that is negative, especially if it's an expensive season, or if you're selling roofing and your cost per click is about $50 around, or if you're a divorce lawyer or attorney, those cost per clicks can be a couple $100s. Okay, this is why it's important to not use broad match keywords, because there's no time to waste any money on those kind of keywords or those kind of searches. So again, I have a ton of negative keywords for this client, and this is why we've been able to be so successful, is we're targeting only the most highest intent and bottom of funnel searches. So that being said, when I'm doing any local service business Google Ads, I start with kind of like a brief list of negative keywords at a broad level. So no one is able to find us when they look up anything like that. So the ones that I start with is cost. I don't like people doing research and looking up, okay, how much does a new roof cost? Or how much do pool cleaning services cost? We don't want researchers. We want people who are ready to buy. And because no matter what marketplace you're in, chances are there's already so many people looking to actually buy. So there's no need to waste your money on those. Again, if you want to expand and you feel like, Johnny, we've tapped the market here, we're ready to double our spend, we want to expand and do this, then maybe it's more worth it to add those, lower intent keywords and get people to buy and gain interest and retarget. Up to you. But for now, for starting, we're going to make a lot of broad negative keywords. It's going to be free. It's going to be cost. It's going to be results. It's going to be reviews. It's going to be symptoms. It's going to be before and after, DIY, Home Depot, little stuff like that, because people are always like looking up roof repair items, Home Depot. Okay, how can they go buy it themselves? And you see they use the phrase match of roof repair. So I always like to get rid of those. See, I have one here that's at home. A lot of people, like for example, right, this is an auto shop. They don't do any collision or electric work or upholstery. People have looked that up, so I got rid of those immediately. Electric, or people wanted to come to the shop for windshield replacement. We don't do that. We're an auto shop. Go to Safelite, right? So stuff like that, you have to be mindful too. Example is I also run Google Ads for an asphalt paving company, and it's asphalt paving company. So I immediately removed landscaping, cement, stuff like that, right? People can look up paving, and not a lot of people know the difference between asphalt paving and cement paving, or they do know, but they're not, making it clear. So like I removed paver stone, right? Asphalt paving. We don't want those, little paver stone, or that kind of leads into landscaping, etc. So you really want to use some of the ones that I told you, and then use more specifics. Like we got rid of AAA, got rid of AutoNation, AutoZone, all these other brands, because we're not spending any money trying to win over audiences and go for lower intent searches. We would rather go and target people who are looking for new stuff, which is exactly why we have driven a ton of conversions from like oil change near me and near me, AC repair near me, whatever related keyword. All right, so now that you know how to make native keywords and you know how to monitor your spend and make sure you're not spending in random places, the next things that I want to go ahead and show you, I already showed you kind of when and where ads were showed, because when we went through the ad campaign, we were able to choose, okay, if you guys are closed on Sunday and you don't want to get back to leads on Monday, then we're not going to advertise on Sunday. So don't worry about that. The next thing I'm going to go ahead and show you is I want to show you guys audiences. So when you jump into here, okay, so let's just bring it back to the actual pool cleaning company example. So how many 18-year-olds do you know that have their own pool at their house and are looking for pool cleaning services? Which, if you're an 18-year-old and you already have a pool, getting someone to clean it is already a luxury service, and having a pool is a luxury amenity, right? So not a lot of 18-year-olds are out here with their own pools. So let me just demonstrate how you do this. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to edit demographics. Let's just go to whatever ad group you're using it for. Again, I'm using my my auto shop client, so don't worry about this, but we would go ahead and just click uncheck right here and click save demographics, right? So for this client, we don't need to worry about that, because there are tons of 18-year-olds, 20-year-olds who have cars, but for someone owning their own pool, it might not be the case. Also in your business, if you realize, hey, John, we're getting a ton of unqualified leads. Everyone who fills out the form or everyone who calls us doesn't have the money. They say we're too expensive, whatever. Then you can actually remove people who are in the lower 50% household income threshold. So after some research, this is lower than 50K a year. So if you're like, hey, people who are making 50 grand total in the household, they're not going to be able to afford our services because we are $1,000 a month and we're luxury. Okay, then remove these, okay, if you want to. Also, unknown is when someone doesn't accept cookies, or they have ad blocker, or they're on an incognito tab and Google can't, predictably gather their data, so they don't want to guess. That's okay. I find about 35% of traffic is always going to be unknown anyways. So there's not a 100% guaranteed way to filter out these, these genders or these age groups or, these household income thresholds, but you can still do a really good job at capturing most of it. So make sure of that. Use this, the gender, the age, the household income thresholds accordingly to your business. I don't recommend always starting off with these. Again, for the pool cleaning, we can assume that everyone in this area of age is probably just shopping for something that they're not going to be able to afford. So you don't need to waste your time on that. But again, if your pool cleaning services are $100 a month, there are a lot of people who can still afford that, right? So keep this open. You don't want to ever jump the gun on too much and assume. You always want to let data come in and realize, okay, John, tons of unqualified leads. No one has the money for this. So in a lot of health and wellness services or cosmetic surgery centers, I would just uncheck those immediately, because that's not who we want to advertise to. But there are also a lot of clinics and companies that cater towards the more affordable options. So again, this is always great. Or as we saw, all these plumbers, they have this deal because they know that everyone has plumbing issues, regardless if you're rich, if you're poor. Plumbing is not a luxury service. If you have a backed up drain and your sink is leaking all over your kitchen, this is not luxury. This is when people need it, and it's an expense that they're going, oh, we have to really tackle this. Honey, this sucks. I can't believe we have to pay for this, right? They still have to regardless. So that's why this is almost a race to the bottom. But for a luxury service, that's not something you should really have to worry about. So keep that in mind to whatever you're doing. You're going to get tire kickers. You're going to get price shoppers. You're going to get all that. That's just part of running a business. And generating new leads. So that's the second thing I wanted to show you. And then the last thing I wanted to show you guys is I want to show you guys actually some ad metrics themselves. So when you can type in, like, if you have any kind of certain campaign, or if there's a certain ad group that you want to select, you're more than welcome to click on those, of course, before just looking at ads. Because I would recommend that you look at certain ad groups and certain ads first. But I'm just going to go to an ad campaign that's actually paused now. So it's not that big of a deal to show any kind of information in here. But make sure that you're always looking at your click-through rate and your conversion rate. Okay, so if your click-through rate is low, 2% is low, 2% is low, right? So again, all these are paused. I've redone all the ads in this account. I have tons of ads in here, as you can see, because I'm always testing new ads, because I want to make sure that our click-through rates are high, and I want to make sure that our conversion rates are high as well, right? So let's go back to this 14%. Only had 8 clicks, but hey, depending on what kind of business you run, if each click is $50, $100, or even, $10, if you're only spending 33 a day, you're only getting, a couple clicks a day. That's really important. So you want to make sure that your click-through rates are really high. If you can get above a 7% click-through rate, in my experience, you're off to a phenomenal start. And your click-through rate means, okay, what percentage of people who saw your ads, which is an impression, that means that this is counted each time your ad is shown to someone, versus how many times it's clicked, right? So it's just a percentage. What percentage of people who saw it actually clicked it? So you want to make sure that's high, because you want to make sure that this is going to show you if you're actually communicating effectively and if your wording is resonating with your audience. So that's going to help you a ton. That's why I recommended a bit ago that I always recommend, using 4 different types of ads to test, which was if you remember, the emotional angle, the offer, the expertise, and the geographical driven ad copy, because you want to see what works and you want to always be testing, right? So again, if you have really low click-through rates on some ads, that means that, hey, the search terms are either off, because if everyone's looking for unrelated or broad keyword or broad searches, they're not clicking it. That means either one, your traffic sucks, you need to make sure that you're watching more of your search terms and making negatives, or using better keywords. But a lot of it comes down to your messaging too. So if you're like, hey, John, everyone is looking for our stuff, they're the most high intent searches ever, but no one's clicking it, hey, then you need a better offer. You need to test more angles, because your communication is clearly not effective with your audience. So make those adjustments. Remember, remove all personal bias from that, because you want to, make sure that you're testing what other people like, not what you like. So then again, conversion rate too, across the board is always going to be, different for what you're doing, but the highest you can get it, industry standard for local service is honestly about 3 to 5%, maybe closer to 8%, depending on the service. So if you can get it higher than that or around in there, you're going to be doing good. And your conversion rate, right, is so we can break this down into 50-50, right? Half of the effort of your Google ads is going to be, okay, are people clicking it? Okay, boom, they're on it. Are they the right people? Okay. The other 50% is, okay, now that someone clicks on the website, so like, let's say that I clicked on this person's ad, we're here on their site. Okay, now the Google ads are over. Google's taking your money, they charge you, they go, great. That click was, $10, for example. Thank you for your $10. Good luck, basically. Now they're here. I'm a user and I go, I'm here. Okay. Yeah, this isn't very compelling. This looks kind of like junk, so I'm gonna click out. Boom. Conversion rate is low, click-through rate can be high, right? So what's actually gonna matter in generating your business more money is having that high conversion rate. So again, like I mentioned earlier, you always want to be using tools like Hotjar or Microsoft Clarity, to be actually testing, different elements of your site, tracking user experience, using that data from those tools to help you generate heat maps and see what people are seeing when they're closing out, how far they scroll before they close out, etc. Always trying to make your landing page as highly converting as possible. So those are the big things I wanted to show you. Another thing here is if you go to overview, you can look at a lot of things down here. So for example, if you want to see how you rank in terms of competition, let's go last 30 days here, right? Okay, great. So this is where we rank against our competitors. Okay, so this is impression share. Okay, great. How often or what percentage of the time that all these competitors are also competing in the same auction? And the same auction means that they're just competing for the same keyword. So if someone types in oil change near me, who are the other competitors? Who else is running Google ads? Who's competing in that same auction to try and win that click, right? So look at impression share. Okay, how many times, are we, or what percentage of the time are we top of the page? Okay, we're right in there. So that's going to help you overall, look at ad rank, look at quality score. Then another little thing I wanted to bring up here is if you go ahead and go to your search keywords, Again, a lot of these are paused just due to other things we have going on, but you want to look at the quality score of your keyword and your ad rank. Those are the things that are going to help you get cost per click at a lower price. So what that means is, okay, what is the quality score of your keyword? The exact definition is it's an estimate of how relevant your ads, keywords, and landing pages are to a person who sees your ad. So typically a higher quality keyword scores typically to lower costs and better ad positions, right? So this is how you compete for this auction, because even if you're spending way more than someone, that doesn't always mean you're just going to show up first. It's a lot more intricate of a game than that now. So depending on the keywords that you're using, you want to try and increase those quality scores. So for example, just because for AutoShop, we've done so much to try and increase. We've changed landing pages 10 times for these guys and changed ad copy so many times to try and get the actual quality score to increase. So we still crush it for these guys, but these scores could definitely be higher. As you can see, we have some that are over here in the 7s, the 5s. Those are okay, but anything above 5 is really where you want to be at. But because these guys have searches that are all over the place, and our keywords, we just have a ton of variety, we've had a little bit of struggle with that. It's each of these keywords, okay? So like for instance, if you have an oil change landing page, does your oil change landing page directly say synthetic oil change ever? Right? So if all your headlines just say oil change, right? Which is in our case, it is, because we don't need to get into the specifics because not everyone knows what that means. We also have an array of oil change services and oil types. So we don't want to just limit it to that all the time. So you're right, not a lot of headlines say synthetic oil change near you. But you want to make sure that you have that, as much as you can into your ad copy, your headlines, your landing page, etc. Because again, overall, your quality score is just okay. Someone look for something on Google, are they getting this when they go onto your page, right? So these guys would have a very bad quality score for if they put weekly full service repairs, it would be high. But if they don't ever mention it being weekly, they would get hit for that, right? So Google gives you an overall rank, and that's what's going to help you again appear higher. It's going to allow you to get clicks for cheaper because of that, because you rank higher. So again, Google Ads is not even close to everything being around the budget. It's a complete game. This is why agencies like myself exist, because we realize that, and Google Ads truly is a full-time job to make it work. So again, putting all this together, I hope you guys were able to get some extremely valuable insights from this video. And I know that we kind of poked a little bit of fun at some local competitors and looked at their ads and whatnot, and looked at Sunny Pool Services, a landing page, kind of critiqued that. So I hope every single thing in this video has helped you guys understand how to set up Google Ads, how to get going, and how to get going the right way. I shared tons of industry secrets from top competing agencies like mine who optimize accounts to the core. So this was not just a cookie cutter solution video. As you know, I gave a ton of little nuggets that really high level players in Google Ads use that aren't always shown at the base level. So I hope you could find those helpful. Also, again, if you're like Johnny, you clearly know your stuff. You're obviously the expert. We want to get your help so you can help us like you help all your clients. Again, I would absolutely be honored. So again, in the description, I have a link to the contact page on my website. And if I am not sleeping, no matter what I'm doing besides sleeping, if you fill out that form, I will personally grab my phone. I have an alert. I will personally call you on the phone, and we will schedule a time to talk about running your Google Ads for you, and I would be honored. And then again, if you're like, okay, all this stuff makes sense, but we're still kind of having some trouble, we don't know if we really need your help all the way, then I would love to give your Google Ad account a free audit. I'm not going to pitch you on anything. I'm not going to sell you anything, but helping another business owner like yourself who came from my YouTube video figure out Google Ads would make me so very happy. So in that audit, it's completely free. We will talk for as long as we need to crack the code and make sure that you have all your questions answered and you have a clear direction and path of the next steps to take to be able to optimize your Google Ads account to get the actual results that you're looking for. So again, I put a lot of time and effort into this video. So if you're watching here, I thank you very much. I have tons of other good videos on my channel, and that is it. So if you have any questions or comments, let me know down below, and I look forward to seeing you guys again in more future videos. Thank you.